I'm Fritz Nelson here at CES 2012, and I am here at the booth of Spatial View with Ihor Pedalicki. Did I get that right?
Perfect.
Okay, and what is Spatial View? What do you guys do?
Spatial View is a company that works basically in stereoscopic 3D, and our focus is specifically autostereoscopic 3D, which means viewing 3D without glasses. And we develop technologies for laptops and iPhones to enable 3D viewing.
Okay, so there are two parts of it. There's a hardware part and the content part. Why don't you explain the difference there?
Okay, so on the content part, we have a 3D portal called 3DeeSlide. Our content partners provide us with their stereo content. We adapt it to make it available on internet-connected 3D TVs, on laptops, and on mobile devices, and we deliver that content.
Now, does this require your hardware, the content in 3DeeSlide, or can I view it on any 3D TV or 3D mobile phone or whatever?
Right, so in fact, we are hardware agnostic, so we support everything from the active shutter glass-based systems to passive polarized systems, as well as our own devices, and 3D-enabled mobile phones, such as the ones based on the Android operating system.
Let's start with the hardware. Why don't we take a look and see what that looks like? You've got a nice iPhone here.
Okay, so this is an iPhone 4, and what we've built is a little case with a lenticular lens which overlays over the screen, and that's what creates the audio stereoscopic 3D. We have an application called 3DeeSlide, which is downloaded from the iTunes store, and once you've launched the application, this is the lens. You install it on the phone.
There's a calibration process that you have to go through when you first set this up?
There's a very simple calibration process that you go through to set it up, and it's just basically to optimize the viewing position so you get the best quality 3D. Once you've installed, you can then scroll through all the various content that we have available, select a piece of content. Once you've selected the piece of content, there is a screen that comes up and asks you if you want to calibrate the screen again. If not, then you can just press continue, and we start playing the video back in 3D.
So you can constantly calibrate it based on the content or how things seem to be looking to you that day?
That's correct, and because this is a high precision device, a little bit of misalignment may affect the quality of the 3D, so it gives you an opportunity to recalibrate it to get the best quality.
Okay, and so that's the phone version. Now you have one for a laptop here as well?
That's correct. Now the laptop version is a little bit more sophisticated because what it does do, it uses the webcam that's with the laptop, and the webcam tracks the user's eyes and their position, and based on their position, it projects the left views and the right views so that they get to the correct eyes. That minimizes what people see as ghosting sometimes, what we call crosstalk, and it also adjusts for the distance the person is away from the screen.
So there's no calibration, it's just based on the webcam?
There is a calibration system that you do once at the beginning to calibrate the screen. Once you've done that, then from then on, the screen is calibrated and works properly.
Can we take that off? How does that fit on?
The screen is actually just mounted on the frame. That's the screen. And it has a set of magnets and pressure points to make sure that when I mount this screen back, and mounting it upside down and backwards is a little difficult, but that makes sure that the screen goes back to the same position it was at before.
Okay, and again, the content that you're viewing on the laptop is coming from 3DeeSlide.
This is using the 3DeeSlide application to view the content. It also supports user-generated content. So if you happen to have a 3D photo camera like a Fujifilm camera or a Sony or a JVC, both of which have consumer-type 3D video cameras, then you can use those and view them on our screen.
Can we look at some of the content again and talk about 3DeeSlide on the phone? So do you go out and form partnership deals with companies to get their content on here? Is that how that works?
Yes, that's correct. So we contacted a lot of companies who are creating 3D content, and interestingly enough, because of the limited opportunity for content distribution, especially for independent, shorter films, animations, things like children's videos, that becomes very interesting to our content partners because it gives them a much broader distribution and across a very broad range of devices.
How quickly is your library growing?
It's growing very quickly, and now with a few new partners coming online, it's going to grow quite dramatically. But we're, I think, at about 130 something content providers and well over 200 pieces of content. And again, it grows on a literally weekly basis.
And some of the content's free and some of it's for a fee?
Some of it's free and some of it is what we call premium content, which is you pay for.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.